What's up, guys? Stanley King here, pre-running the Baja 1000. I've had this film in the can for a while, and I finally got to it. I looked at it and I thought, man, that brings back some awesome memories. If you've ridden the Baja 1000, you know what I'm going to talk about, which is being on the course and what it's like. And if you haven't ridden the Baja 1000 or pre-run the 500 or any of the races, I'll tell you kind of what the deal is and what to expect. So prior to the races in Baja, they do a 250. That's the start of the year. Then they usually do a 400 and then a 500 and a 1,000. The 1,000's in November. That's considered the granddaddy. And this is the pre-run of that race. And about 2 to 3 weeks before the race, they open up the race course so you can do what's called pre-running of the course. And basically it's all marked out and you can follow the course. It's really well marked, or you can get a map, whatever, download it. But you can jump on the track and basically ride the race course, which is super cool. So we're pre-running from San Ignacio to Bay of Los Angeles, Bay of LA as they call it, Bahia de Los Angeles. But we jumped on the bikes in San Ignacio. My buddy's riding a 500 and I'm riding a Husky 501 here. And when you get on the trail, you wake up pretty quick to the fact that it is a lot of miles in front of you. This section that we were pre-running was probably about 300 miles. And the guys who pick the course every year, they really do a great job laying it out. But I mean, look at this trail. It looks like this is made for dirt bikes because it's pretty narrow. But this is made, they're gonna put trophy trucks on this, buggies, side-by-sides, quads, dirt bikes, the whole deal. Dirt bikes always go first in the race, and then I believe quads go, and then after that there's like a big pause of about, I think 10 hours or something like that, and then they put the trophy trucks on, and about halfway through the race the trophy trucks start to overtake the motorcycles, and that gets super sketchy. And that section this year was after Bay of LA. When I say this year, 2023, that's when the 1,000 was. That's when this pre-running was done. But the trail that you're on, you don't know what to expect besides that it's going to be rough. It's not going to be easy. If you think looking at this trail that this is a simple feat to get on here and ride a bike and you're just going to sit down, you're completely wrong. So that sand on the road there is pretty darn deep. And there's embedded rocks in there. There's cactus left, right. You're really remote, out in the middle of nowhere. And as you're riding and the miles start clicking on, you got to think, I got to take care of my bike. I have to take care of me. I got to make sure I'm hydrated, make sure I don't break down, make sure that I keep moving forward. And that's the thing. You've got buggies and all kinds of trophy trucks, dirt bikes, pre-running as well at the same time as you. And look at that long shadow. Isn't that a trip? That's the weirdest thing, is like when you're riding and your eyes start to get tired and you see stuff like this, you almost start hallucinating. Because this is probably, right here, this was the first day that we pre-ran. This is probably about 100 miles in. This is the next day. This is from the highway all the way to Bay of LA. But when you get on the bike, you're fresh, you're excited, and then boom, all of a sudden the rocks start. And then this is pretty much the last little town you see, and you got to watch out for the cattle. The cows are cruising around on the road. That's always a really huge danger. A lot of guys have died hitting cows, and it's wrecked cars, and you're out in Baja. This is open range. You are in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of these places, there's no cell phone service at all. You have to have a sat phone, and your goal is don't crash, don't break down, because to get out of here, it takes a long time. You have to have somebody come get you. And yeah, if you go down bad, the chance of getting to a hospital in time is not great. But again, why do you do this race? Because of that. It's because of the adventure. It's because of the danger. It's because of the unknown. It's just awesome. That's my buddy Scott Moses right there. So he ended up being our rider in this section, and I let him go, and the whole team was there. We sent him off, and then we gassed the bike, and then we met him again like probably 4 hours later. So I can't even remember. He rode a long ways on his section. It's probably 280, 300 miles, something like that. And the crazy thing was, when I was doing this pre-running, this was about 2 to 3 days before the race, I thought, oh, I'm just cruising. I'm going to hang out here on my dirt bike, ride with my buddy Scott. This is all going to be nice. Scott's going to race it. Scott's going to be the one who's going for it and hanging it all out. I was just a driver. I was a chase truck driver to help these guys with the race. And what ended up happening was, there's another buggy cruising by. Actually, you'd see the same guys again and again out in the desert during 300 miles. Funny. So is this better to say hello to everybody and be friendly with everybody? Because you're all doing the same thing, But it ended up that when Scott got off the bike, the next rider who we were giving the bike to, he had ripped his back. And I couldn't believe it, but he looked at me and he said, hey, dude, I can't ride. I don't know what to do. I said, well, I guess Scott has to keep riding. He goes, he can't. He's just ridden 300 miles. I said, well, what do you want to do? And he goes, you have your gear, right? And I said, yeah. He said, suit up. You're going to ride in the Baja 1000. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I'm going to ride in the Baja 1000. Anyway, I suited up, and I rode the Baja 1000, so I had to replace that guy who ripped his back all up. I mean, he was just in excruciating pain. He was just all messed up. But I ended up riding about an hour and a half or something, the first little segment that they gave me. And when I got off the bike, I thought, that's it. As soon as I got off the bike, the trophy truck started passing and coming, and I thought, oh man, I dodged a bullet. I didn't have to deal with the trophy trucks. And they told me, they said, look, your next rider, Todd's going to get on, and after Todd gets off, you're riding again. And I thought, no, I really don't want to do that. And then I thought, you know what? I'm in shape. I know how to ride. I know what I'm doing. I thought, what the hell? I just blurted out. I said, I'll do it. And next thing I know, it was 2:30 in the morning, and I got on the bike again, and I rode whatever it was, 100 and something miles of the race on top of the section I'd already done. And I'll tell you, I'm so glad I said yes. That's one of those things, you never know what's going to happen in Baja. You never know what's around the corner, and you never know what surprise is coming. But that was my big surprise for this trip to Baja. I just expected to be a chase driver, help my buddies out, hang out, make sure the water was cold, the beer was cold, pre-run, and next thing I know, I'm racing in the Baja 1000. So that was truly a blessing, something I don't know if I'll ever do again in my life. I definitely never had the balls to do it before, because these guys who race in this huge, massive race, this takes so much guts and bravery. Every race, somebody gets hurt really bad. Sometimes guys get killed. It's no joke. This is the longest point-to-point race. It took our team 38 hours to complete, and we were rolling the whole time. We had a couple get-offs where guys crashed and bruised themselves up pretty well, but we kept rolling, and we made it all the way from La Paz all the way up to Ensenada. 1,300 miles, I believe it was. It's amazing. Well, if you made it this far in the video, I think you got the picture. This is a long, difficult race. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to stay on a bike for 3, 4, hours doing multiple sections, staying up all night and riding, and you wonder, it's like, why the hell would I do that? But again, why wouldn't you? If you love dirt bike riding, this is the granddaddy of them all. I hope if you're watching this and you've got this far, this inspires you to do the race. If it's your dream, man, make it happen. It's crazy. Here's one of these buggy crews right here. I rolled up on them. Well, we made it. Yeah, that was a cool ride. So, you know, if you get a chance to ride Baja, awesome. If you get a chance to race it, even better. Like I said, you saw those markings. The course is pre-marked about 2 to 3 weeks before the race. Unbelievable. You can do your own adventure, stay in the little hotels as you go. You just got to make sure you got mechanical ability, physical ability, the skill, and the buddies to support you to do this kind of thing. All right, guys. Well, enjoyed having you along for the ride, and I'll tell you, this was one I will never forget in my life. One of the best things I've ever done. I'm 54 years old, and I have to say that was top of the top. Take it easy, guys.